Today on Fueled Up, we're going to talk about the 2020 Toyota Supra and why people love it or hate it. I'm your host, Matthew Valentino, and welcome to Fueled Up, the podcast from car enthusiasts for car enthusiasts. Now, getting straight into the Supra, when everyone thinks of the word Supra, they picture this JDM legend. You know, the Mark IV had the 2JZ, big turbo, but for the new Mark V, that isn't so much the case, and that could be triggering a lot of hate towards it. So the 2020 Toyota Supra GR was released for sale in the public of May of 2019. The 2020 GR Supra comes equipped with a turbocharged 3.0-liter V6, which is really the B58 engine. And the car is extremely balanced as it weighs 3,397 pounds and runs a 0 to 60 at about 4.1 seconds. Now, the B58 engine is already starting to make a name for itself as it puts out a healthy 335 horsepower and 365 pounds of torque, which we all know coming out of a stock engine, that has some potential. Those are pretty good numbers. But some people aren't wasting any time when other people are trying to keep their new Supra in the most perfect condition they can. But these guys that have been modifying the new Supras have actually gotten those things to like 10.5 seconds in the quarter mile, with just minimal bolt-ons, which is absolutely insane for a practically stock car. You never really see those numbers coming out of cars, and most people who build older cars, they push and test and make runs and runs on top of runs with braking stuff and running into issues. But the new Supra, it's a piece of cake. So there really are no cons for the car, besides your normal internet arguments saying that it's a BMW, which it really is in the drivetrain. But on the outside, it's a beautiful Supra, which I myself actually wasn't too much of a fan of when it first came out, but as people are modifying it, lowering it, putting wheels on, Titan Motorsports has put some drag wheels on them to, optimal grip getting down the track, and in my opinion, that's honestly awesome. Those things look amazing on a fat tire. So for the true car enthusiast, you'd want everything but an automatic, and that may be one of the biggest downfalls of the new Supra, is that it only comes in the 8-speed automatic, which, like I said, comes from BMW. A lot of car guys often associate themselves with cars because they're manual, and when you're driving a manual, you're feeling the car, you're driving the car, you control the entire car. And for some people, that's a big issue, and it'll make it or break it for their purchase of the 2020 Supra. So now, people hate the car because they're comparing it to the BMW Z4, which in all honesty is kind of an insult to the Supra because, yeah, they have the same body shape and, they're both like a smaller, nimble car, but the new Supra is an absolute monster. And for someone who owns the new Supra, I would be just annoyed hearing all the Z4 comments, but with anything you do in life, you're going to get some hate for it. The 1993 Mark IV Supra was so unique in its own way and was titled the JDM Legend. The main thing that made the Mark IV so special was the iron block inline-six that it came equipped with. The 2JZ GTE engine is capable of putting down power well over 4 digits with the supporting modifications. It has proven to be effective and reliable, which is the two main things that a car builder or racer would love to have in his favor. Adam LZ, as you've probably seen him on YouTube or driving Formula Drift Pro 2, has been working with Jordan from RK Tunes out in Long Island, New York, to potentially claim the highest 2020 Supra horsepower record. And that doesn't come easy. These cars are tuned through the ECU, which you could run into a lot of issues, like the car going into limp mode. Adam was running down the track, and he had an issue where the car was under too much load, and every time they would go into sixth gear, the car would practically just save itself and make it safe so the car wouldn't explode, which is a good thing. But, that's something that tuners are going to have to battle around and just push forward and see how far they can go. Adam and Jordan from RK Tunes, after a few bolt-on modifications and Jordan behind the laptop, were able to make a little under 700 wheel horsepower out of a completely stock engine. Now, in my opinion, that starts to hold up to its name like the 2JZ engine. Those engines were able to run a number of boosts stock and stay alive, which the B58 seems to be doing the same thing as well. I'm Matthew Valentino, and thank you for tuning in to Fueled Up, the podcast from car enthusiast for car enthusiast. I'll see you next time.